Christo Fufas on Talk Radio.
Ash is talking rubbish. Street dogs.
How dare you?
Street dogs in Cyprus are treated appallingly. They're poisoned, kicked, treated as pests. I also have a Cypriot street dog. They deserve love and a good life.
Forget the dogs. I've got some meat for you to eat.
I don't know if I want to.
You're a hungry boy. Come on, let's do it during the news.
All right, thank you. Saving Pound Dog Cyprus, SPDC, is where I got mine, and this one has asked for a plug for that, and I will happily give that over, because that's where you get a lovely one.
This is a cat-friendly area.
Oh, he has got a lovely slab of meat for you. Look.
There you go.
It
Look
really
at that.
does. Stop. It's touching me. I can feel it. Thank you very much indeed to everyone contributing to tonight's programme. It's turned into chaos, but Iain Lee is coming up next.
He's slapping it on the table.
Come on,
here.
just hit the button, Sam.
On Talk Radio.
James isn't here, just because...
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways.
Now that's entertainment. Oh, come on, let it rattle your soul. Most of the arraignment for the most wanted criminal. The flag couldn't cover your tits, lying shivering on the prison floor. The flag's better of a turn of a kid. Stop the bleeding in your prison war. Stop the bleeding in your prison, the bleeding in your prison, the bleeding in your prison, the bleeding in your prison. We're bleeding in your prison, the bleeding in your prison, we're bleeding in your prison, your prison. Come on, let it rattle your soul. 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 Americans do no wrong. American get it right. American do no harm. American see the light. Come on, let it rattle your soul. 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 They couldn't cover your ass. Stark naked in your history class. The flag's better off used as a black hole. Used to hide the heart of your soul. Come on, let it rattle your soul. Come on, let it rattle your soul. Come on, let it
Here we go! Marnie Coppola, and Catherine for a second there was worried that I was playing the Marnie Coppola song that I sent over the weekend called Oh Fabio. Go and YouTube it. Unfortunately, due to the strict regulations on language and decency, we will never be able to play it on this radio station, because it's without a doubt the filthiest. I mean, she sings most of it so fast you can't hear it.
No, well, let's just say it's very romantic.
Well, yes. Yes, it is. Your stories about sweating, please. When have you ever lied on national TV? If your best friend is a nonce, we can tell you what to do, and your favourite pizza toppings. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. I mean, why would you go on television and lie? Why would you go on television and just lie? But the thing is, listen, I'm a liar, right? And one of my default settings is to lie. It's part of being an addict, part of being whatever. But my default setting is to lie. Even if I don't need to. For a long time, lies would come out of my mouth, right? And I'm really working on it, and I'm so much more honest now, to the point where now, sometimes my default setting is really interesting, right? To me, it is. You might find it boring. Who can switch off and go and listen to Tom Snorbrick talking about blooming politics? Even now, someone might say I've seen a film, just thinking off the top of my head, and that I didn't like. And I'll come out and person would go, oh, I really enjoyed that. Did you enjoy that? And I'll go, yeah, I loved it. And I'll do that. But now I'm in a position where I'll do it, and I think, no, that's not true. I didn't. I'm trying to people please by lying. So I now go, do you know what? Sorry, I just slipped into old behaviour. Actually, no, I didn't enjoy the film. It didn't really work for me. It wasn't my cup of tea. That's where I am. But what that means is my bullshine detector is, voila. I can tell when a man is lying from 60 paces. And here's how you tell someone is lying. They give too much information. They just keep talking and give too much information, right? Catherine, ask me about sweaty pictures. Ask me to answer the question that she asked about sweating.
So, this picture, you weren't pictured with a sweating over it. No, it wasn't that. It was, you weren't dancing, doing a sweaty dance with a girl in a club.
Due to a medical condition, I can't sweat.
A medical condition?
Yes, the medical condition, I can't sweat.
And what is that medical condition?
Don't know why you're focusing on that. What's your next question? Boom, you're done. That's it. But to go...
That's an interesting point. I would like to go back to it, please.
To go, this is what he did. He went, ha-ha! I have you there, Columbo. I have you. Aha! And watch as this house of cards tumbles to the floor. Because, you see, on the day in question, I wasn't able to sweat. Because I was shot at in the war, and like many soldiers, I had an adrenaline overload, and I can't sweat. I've been able to sweat recently because of some things I've done in the recent past. That's what he said. I can sweat now because of some things I've done in the recent past.
Objection.
Yes.
There is such a condition.
Yeah, he's not got it. He's talking out of his arse. No one's got it. I don't believe it. An adrenaline overload stops you sweating.
Anhydrosis, it's called.
In that case, everything Prince Andrew said on that show was truthful, and I apologise to Eugenie and Beatrice for slandering and libelling their father live on a late-night radio show. Bollocks. It's all bollocks. Then there's loads of pictures of him sweating.
I know, that was unfortunate.
I never sweat, and I'm not anyway suggesting this for a second, but the only time I ever sweated that much was when I was on GAC. That's the only thing that would make just water pour out of my bodies, because I was off my face on cocaine. Now, I'm not for a second suggesting he was doing that, but there is evidence of the man sweating. There's also evidence of the man hanging around with a nonce. What do we deduce from that?
Too honourable.
Too honourable. 4 days to break up with a paedophile, a child rapist. 4 days!
And get this, they weren't even that close. It was his friend's boyfriend.
4 days to split up with a child rapist! My God!
While staying at his house.
My God, Miss Jones! My God, Miss Jones! Prince Edward, Miss Jones! I mean, I've not watched it, if I'm honest. I've just watched the clips on Twitter.
I have.
Yeah?
Man.
It's this year's Bros documentary, isn't it? I tweeted that, and loads of people got really angry. How dare you say that? How dare you say that?
What, Bros was a serious piece of work?
I predicted, and we could troll through the tapes, but I just simply cannot be bothered. I predicted when Harry met Meghan that the end of the royal family was nigh. She was going to be the one that broke up the royal family.
And what did you base that on?
Her being
Too modern.
Her being a divorced American. What was it? And the attention that she was getting even early doors, right? Modern, divorced American. She's divorced, isn't she?
Yeah.
I'm saying that. Modern, divorced American.
With her own mind.
Who doesn't know the royal game. Even British, even Diana, a Brit. A Lady Di, the Queen of Hearts, and it still upsets me talking about it, so I've got to try and get through this.
She was more English than the family she married into.
And she didn't know the rules. So sorry, rest in peace. So Meghan was never going to fit in. I didn't even have my eye on Andy. The royal family, once the Queen dies, and this isn't a threat, Your Majesty, but once the Queen dies, the dismantling of the royal family is going to happen, and it's going to happen pretty swiftly. While she's still alive, Andrew is her favourite, right? So and we've got Wren and we've got Noah on the line, we'll come to them shortly. While she is still alive, he will always be in her heart, right? As soon as she's dead, Freudian slip.
Don't.
There's been some terrible jokes going around. Terrible jokes. Prince Andrew thinks he can't sweat. Wait till he's driving through a tunnel in Paris. That was one of the jokes going around. That was one of the jokes. Awful. I'm not saying that I think these are funny. I'm just saying these are the terrible things that people say.
Aren't people horrible on Twitter? Aren't they vile, though? Just look at the hashtag.
But the royal family, by 2 years after the Queen has died, the royal family will be William, Kate and their kids. That'll be it.
About Charles?
No.
You don't reckon?
He knows that the family has to be dismantled. The monarchy has to be dismantled. And Andrew and Meghan. Meghan and Harry are going to go and live in America. They're going to live in America. She's going to get like a chat show in the style of the Sharon Osbourne show or Ellen. And Christ knows what he's going to do. He'll do whatever. So they're gone. They're out. They're done. Charles realises Charles is a savvy guy. He shakes the hand of every tree he plants and sings them a song. This guy is savvy. That's a true story. It's not even fiction. That's a true story. He knows what needs to be done, and that the public faith in the monarchy has been destroyed, partly because of how Meghan is being portrayed. I'm not saying it's because of her, because of how Meghan is being portrayed, and now massively because his idiot brother, whose head is like a rectangle, went on television and lied for an hour. And of course he should have opened. I have not seen the interviews for Catherine, so maybe he did this. He should have said, it would start with Emily Maitlis going, Your Royal Highness, Emily, if I may, before we start, I will answer your questions as honestly as is possible for me, but more importantly than that, I just want to give my heartfelt apologies and thoughts to the victims of Epstein.
Didn't happen.
And the families of the victims. What that man did was unforgivable, was awful, and I offer my full support to those poor people. Emily, please, your first question. Did that happen?
No.
No! Because it wasn't about them, it was about him covering his beanhole. That's what it was about! It wasn't about the women, and I think they were all women. Kids, girls, young women.
The youngest was 13.
That were flown all over the world and raped. They were raped. They were raped.
Or in his words, Epstein's behaviour was a manner unbecoming.
No. It was all girls, wasn't it? It wasn't.
As far
it wasn't
as I know,
boys,
yeah.
Yes. Dear.
He still doesn't regret having been friends with him. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
Do you regret having met him? No, I met some people whose contacts were very useful.
Well, he's still
How
friends.
would you say that?
He's friends with some real horrible people. You know, dictators and the King of Bahrain, Sultan of Bahrain, or whatever. He's friends with some real horrible people. And it doesn't matter to him. Listen, I'm not really an anti-royalist. I sort of feel I should be an anti-royalist. But I've got a soft spot for the Queen. I've got a soft spot for Prince Charles. I don't really know why. I quite like them. I sort of respect them to a certain extent. And but it's like, what's that thing?
Cognitive dissonance.
Cognitive dissonance. You've got two opposite things in your brain at the same time. They both have equal weight. One is I don't really think we should have a family, a royal family, where it's all based on birth and all that. But I quite respect a couple of them. Two or three of them. Two I can think of that I respect. So I'm not an anti-royalist, but man alive, why is Prince Andrew, talking to Emily Maitlis and not, I don't know, the police? Why is it not some sheriff there going, who takes off his gun and puts it on the table? Boy, in your country you might be some big shit, but over here it don't mean a thing. That's what you want. Watch that. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone. That was very, very close to being an opening monologue. We need to keep that in check. Don't let me do that again. I'm not James O'Brien, okay?
Are you finished now?
Finished now.
Can I take that script?
There we go. Thank you very much indeed. This is Talk Radio.
Neon lit night talk for torch scissors, trolley dollies, and train wrecks like me. Never know just where the conversation will take you.
What I'm going to say sounds ridiculous.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Let's just do a couple of texts. Tweets. I think let's do a couple of tweets because I think that they're important. Lance says, he's obviously lying, but child rapist? That's a bit heavy. She was 17. Clean your ears out, Lance. Didn't call Prince Andrew a child rapist. Didn't call Prince Andrew a child rapist. Also, in the 17 in America, the age of consent, I believe, is 18. 18. Didn't call him a... listen, go back and listen again, Lance, okay? We'll wait for you to catch up. And, Wicked Pickled Pimples says, get on with the show. This is the show. This is it. This is it. The show is what I choose it to be, what Catherine chooses it to be. It's whatever we decide it is, right? We have been getting on with the show for the last 18 minutes. You absolute melt, right? This is the... What is the show to you? You tell us what the show is to you. What, Alan Caddick coming on and giving us the Grand National winners? Is that the show to you? Done that. What is the show to you? What is it? Me making up games off the hoof and people phoning in very quickly, then me cutting them off? Done that before. What is the show, Pickle Pimples? Tell us. Why don't you call us up 0344 499 1000 at the proper KB and tell me what my show actually is, because I'm doing it now.
I've looked at his tweets and replies, and they all seem to be to us or someone else at Talk Radio. So,
tell me what the well, in that case,
producing from home.
Let's wait at the proper KB. Let's wait. You tell us what the show. We're just going to wait, everybody. Noah, Wren, Alistair, Mike, stay there. We're going to wait because the proper KB is going to tell me what my show is, because apparently I have 2 days off and I'm not doing the show properly. So let's just wait, everybody. Let's just wait. Let's play some nice waiting music while at the proper KB tells me what my show actually is. Here we go. Just waiting. Still waiting at the proper KB. What is my show? Seem to be doing it wrong tonight, so please tell me. No reply? No reply? Well, I tell you what I'm going to do, just to make things that little bit easier for you, if I click there, and then I click block, then you can go and F yourself. 0344 499 1000. Let's go to Noah. Good evening, Noah.
Hello.
Hello. Do it again, but hold it longer.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. There we go, the Three Stoogies. What a delightful little giggle.
You remember Arsenio Hall?
I do remember Arsenio Hall, yes. The American television presenter and journalist and sort of chat show kind of dude, yes.
Yeah, I liked him. He was brilliant in Coming to America.
Was he in Coming to America? I don't really remember Coming to America.
He was the assistant, wasn't he?
Was he? Mm-hmm. Okay. I didn't know. Here we go. TV presenters that have made movies. Arsenio Hall. Jon Stewart is in Big Daddy with Adam Sandler.
Wasn't Oprah in The Colour Purple?
She's been in several movies. Yeah. Oprah. That was a nice phone-in.
Yeah, well, my favourite Arsenio Hall moment was the show.
He's actually got one.
By the way, guys, and thank you, Noah. I did say last week we'd do this, and thank you for reminding me. Dear listener, as promised, what is your favourite Arsenio Hall moment? 0344 499 1000. And let's share in the memories of Arsenio Hall. May he rest in peace. Noah, please continue.
Yeah, well, my favourite moment was when Hulk Hogan went on his show and lied about using steroids.
Oh, no. Did he?
Yes.
Aye, that's outrageous. Why is that? Tell us why that's your favourite.
Well, I just, hearing all the news this weekend, it reminded me of that interview.
Well, stay there, because here we go. Here we go. Whack this up a little bit, Sam. It's quite quiet. Hulk Hogan live on Arsenio, 1991.
Hey, man, good to be here.
I know you've come to talk business because you wore jeans.
Yeah, kind of tight, though, man.
There you go, you see. There was Hulk Hogan on the Arsenio Hall show. And just watching that now, even that short clip, has really brought home why it's so special.
Yeah.
What news this weekend?
Well, what you've been discussing.
Okie dokie, yeah. Can you sweat?
I'm not so much worried about sweat as the overuse of the P word.
So many to choose from. Are we going to play P poker? If one of us says the right word, will you let us know?
Yeah.
Penis.
No.
Paedophile.
Getting warmer.
Gosh, Prince?
Warm, but not quite there.
It's a very dangerous, fairly litigious game that we're playing. I'm enjoying
Pizza?
Yes!
Yay! Why the overuse of the word pizza, Noah?
Well, I think some people from 4chan would tell you that.
Okay.
Oh.
You're not still hanging out with those guys, are you?
I've never hung out with 4chan.
How much am I allowed to ask you? Or am I allowed to ask you nothing?
Well, you've pretty much put the building blocks in place. It's now for you to assemble them in whatever order.
No, forget that. How much am I allowed to ask you, Noah?
Well, if you want my bank account details, the answer's no.
I don't want to go that intimate.
I thought you wanted to go a lot more intimate with a lot more people.
Ooh, there we go. How much am I allowed to ask you?
One question. Make it good.
Okay. Okay, right, one question. All right. We know that you went to prison for saying some very, very unpleasant, offensive, sexually offensive, misogynistic, racist things. Do you have any regrets?
They weren't racist, and no.
Thanks very much. Can I ask you another question?
You had your question.
Okay. When did you get out?
I said you had your question.
I know, but you've not hung up, so I'll keep asking.
I've got a question for you, though.
Okay. All right. If you ask, you ask me a question, then I'll ask you another one. This is like Prince Andrew and Emily Maitlis all over again. There's an evil laugh if ever I have one. Go on.
Oh, I've got to make this good.
Yeah.
Better than your one.
Okay.
Do you consider yourself the Harvey Weinstein of retro gaming?
In as much as I've never raped anybody, no, I don't.
Or anything?
I've never raped anything or raped anybody, no. So, no. Okay, alright, let's do this. I'm gonna keep talking until you decide to hang up. Can I just say, I'm really glad that you're ringing up, but I think we got some housework we need to do, alright?
Housework?
Yeah. I'm gonna read this. This is from BBC Online.
Not those liars.
Tell me what is a lie.
Everything.
Let me read
BBC.
it. Let me read it. This is okay, isn't it? Let me read it and you tell me. Okay.
I'd rather not.
Okay.
BBC are full of scums, as are The Independent, The Daily Star.
Okay.
Absolute lying, filthy vermin.
Okay, well then...
And I don't want to be associated with them.
A vile racist... Put the phone down. I'm going to read the story because I do think it's appropriate that we know the story. I'm not doing this to shame anybody. I just think it's appropriate, particularly on some of the comments that were made there by Noah. A vile racist who claims Hitler was born 100 years too soon has been jailed for 16 months. This is okay to do this, isn't it, Catherine? This isn't... I'm doing this because he said that there wasn't a racial element there. Or not. What do you think? You think not?
There is an argument that if someone's come out of prison and they've served their time, they deserve to be able to move on from it.
Yeah, definitely. All right, well then we'll wait till he comes back. We'll wait till he calls back. And he will call back.
Yeah.
But he was happy to talk about it. And we will...
Up to a point.
Up to a point. But it was only when I mentioned the BBC that he hung up. He's obviously referring to the stuff that I got up to earlier on in the year that we've talked about on the air, and I'm not going to talk about again.
I find it very strange the way he phrased it.
Well, yes, comparing me to a rapist is horrendous and is unfair. But what I will say, no contrition there.
No.
At all. If anything, he'd removed the gloves and still had the fists up, ready to fight, sans gloves. No, if you're listening, I would love. I'm so glad you're calling back, and we've talked about this before while you were in prison. I mean, you can have a pop at me about what I've done, but I'm very, very open about the stuff that I've done. So if you want to, I'm not saying.
Also, he stopped doing it. So.
Yeah, I'm not saying it to be combative. I'm saying it because I'm genuinely fascinated, and I really thought there would have. Really hope that prison could have been the making of that man, because I see a real bright brain in there, and I see a nice guy in there. Not in any way if you know the crimes, and I'm not going to read them out. If you know the crimes, horrible, right? Horrible, horrible, horrible. Not in any way condoning them. I have seen through our conversations, I have seen another side of that.
Briefly sometimes.
Briefly. I would have hoped he would have been remorseful. He's not. He came out fighting.
I think there's always been quite a lot of pride in there as well, though.
Yeah. Absolutely fascinating. 0344 499 1000. This is Talk Radio.
Experience the unconventional,
Evening, boss.
the unpredictable,
What's happening?
and the completely unorthodox.
Exactly.
With rule-free Iain Lee. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee
I've got no internet for the last 4 days.
on Talk Radio.
0344 499 1000. We've got loads and loads of calls, so let's crack on. Good evening, Wren.
Hello, how are you doing?
Not great. What have you got for us?
That was an epic Prince Andrew rant, which I totally agree with in every way, shape or form. But to look back on it, do you not think that maybe Andy was actually hung out to dry by the establishment?
Go on, explain.
Well, it strikes me that he was very coached in his answers, and his answers weren't great. And you could see the times when Emily Maitlis was talking to him, and he knew these questions were going to come up, but he didn't necessarily know which order they were going to come in. And there you see these curious missteps and an utter lack of empathy for the victims of Epstein.
But what has that got to do with the establishment? That's just him. That's just the arrogance of someone who has never had anyone say no to him.
Because there's another set of pictures which haven't been published in the mainstream media. Are you aware of them?
Where can I see these pictures?
Nobody can.
Oh, Jesus, Wren. I'm not Wren. I'm not Wren. Do you know what? I'm not in... So you've seen them, have you?
No, but I've
Right, well, it sounds a bit like bollocks to me. I'm not buying this. So there are some pictures...
Except the Sun published.
So have they been published or not?
They didn't publish the pictures, but they published the surroundings behind the pictures. You're
grabbing at fantastical conspiracy theory nonsense. The press haven't got any time for Prince Andrew. If they had the pictures, they would print the pictures. They've all been after him. The press aren't trying to protect him now, saying, well done, that was a great job. If they had the pictures, they'd print the pictures.
It depends on how much money was being asked for it.
Oh, Wren, you live in a fantasy world. That's just simply not... You do. So there are these pictures that you've heard about that no one has ever seen, but because someone's paying a lot of money, they won't print them. Utter guff. Grow up.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I do know. Right, show me the pictures, and then I'll possibly believe them, but even then I'll still question it. Iain, I'm on your side. I get...
No, you're not. You're not. We are on very, very different sides. You're talking conspiracy theory nonsense. I want to talk fact.
Okay, so there's a problem with the interview itself. Did you see it? I mean, the fact is that it was taking place in Buckingham Palace. Now, surely the Queen has got to give her assent to that.
Yes, she did. Consent.
And then he comes out with that utter guff.
Yeah. All you're doing is highlighting that the man is stupid and a bad liar, not that it's an establishment hanging him out to dry.
I don't really know where to go from this. I'm trying to help, but it's just...
Well, but you're not saying anything. You need I don't really need help, but also you're not saying anything. You've. Let's put the pictures to one side, because that's fantasy nonsense that 12-year-old kids like to think that everybody's got this.
I'm not saying that at all.
No, I'm saying that 12-year-old kids who like to believe everything they read on Twitter and the internet are hanging on to truth. Those pictures, they don't exist. All right, so forget those. Okay, so it was recording in Buckingham Palace. So what? The people, the guards had their guns pointed at Emily Maitlis? What are you saying?
What I'm saying is, I think quite clearly that Andrew is as guilty as a puppy sitting next to a pile of poo, and you've got the Queen saying, yeah, that's the case.
No, hang on. I would say he's guilty of lying. We don't know he's guilty of anything else, and we certainly wouldn't want to suggest he's guilty of anything else on this show. But it was a very poor performance, but he's the Queen's favourite.
Yes. I was watching The Crown the other day about the Aberfan disaster. Have you seen that particular episode?
Of The Crown? No.
Yeah, and it really shocked me actually, because she's talking to Harold Wilson and she's saying she doesn't want to go to Aberfan after the disaster.
Right, you know The Crown. So I'm really sorry. No. I'm not going to allow you to cite your history from a drama on Netflix. I would like facts, not something inspired by true events, all right?
Well, this is the problem, isn't it? Is that how do we define what facts are?
Well, a fact is something that actually happened. The Crown is not something that actually happened. It's a drama series for the slow of thinking to think they've got some personal involvement with royalty.
Except
no, that's what it is.
Except the Queen has done this thing before. She did it with Diana's death.
What did she do with Diana's death?
She didn't come down to London when people wanted to see her.
Why should she?
Because she's the Queen.
Well, why should she? Her daughter-in-law got killed in a car crash. Her daughter-in-law was killed in a car crash.
Yes,
Think of it that way. Think of it that way. In human terms. Her daughter-in-law, who she'd had a very prickly relationship with, died in a car crash. And what you want to do the next day to come out and go, hey guys, don't worry, everything's all right over here. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that.
But she did it before at Aberfan.
Which you've got from The Crown.
And also you've got...
Wren, Jesus, you don't have to talk some rubbish.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you understand how much the Welsh actually hate the English?
Sorry? You do that? You just go... how many dead cats have you got there?
I beg your pardon?
How many dead cats have you got there?
I've got 3 live ones.
Okay, because every time you come on, you pick up a dead one and chuck it on the table.
Maybe I won't ring you again.
Oh, you can play that card if you want. You did it last time, but you can ring, but be prepared to be challenged. Please stop changing the subject. What has the Welsh not liking the English got to do with anything?
Because of Aberfan. And
okay, you've got 10 seconds to tie that in with what we're actually talking about.
Because we've all just witnessed a senior member of the royal family humiliating himself on TV.
Right.
Now, how was he allowed? Hang on, how was he allowed to be put into that position?
What do you mean? How was he allowed? He's Prince Andrew. He can do pretty much what he wants. He's an arrogant SOB.
He is an arrogant SOB.
Right, so that's how he did it.
Advisors, and the Queen still had to grant permission for him to be in.
Yeah, she granted permission because she thought it would help.
Oh, good God, well, who's advising her then?
What has that got to do with the Welsh hating us?
Because the Queen was dragged to Aberfan because she didn't want to...
What has that got to do... What has the Welsh hating the English got to do with this Andrew thing?
We've gone really off at a tangent.
Tell me about it. You have. Yes, you have.
The fact is that Andrew should never have been allowed to give that interview. So the question...
Why? It's a great bit of telly. Brilliant.
Why? Why was he given permission to do that?
Well, because he's Prince Andrew, he can do pretty much what he wants.
No, he can't.
Yes, he can, Wren. He's Prince Andrew. He's the Queen's favourite. He's spent his entire life doing pretty much whatever he wants. People are out there saying at the very least that he was very good friends with a paedophile. At the worst, they're saying he's a paedophile. He decided he wanted to go on television and try and correct it. It was a really ham-fisted, terrible interview that backfired horribly. But the only person that could say no to him was the Queen, and she let him do it.
And she didn't.
Yes.
So therefore we should be raising questions as to why a monarch is allowing that kind of stuff to happen when her favourite son is so close to a paedophile.
Well done, yes. We should be raising those questions. Well done.
Which we are. Why are you yelling at me? I'm not yelling at you.
No, because you're so frustratingly dumb. That's why.
Okay, well, that's silly. But the fact is...
We spent half the thing talking about you getting your historical data from a Netflix television series, and then going off and you sell us a MacGuffin about the Welsh hating the English. Got nothing to do with this. It's got nothing to do... First of all, that's a massive xenophobic generalisation, and is untrue for the most part. Secondly, it's irrelevant to this... No, this is my show, Wren. I'll do it exactly how I want to do it. Don't tell me to calm down.
Yell at me as you want to. It won't get anywhere.
No, it won't, because you're too thick to argue. You're talking utter guff, as you consistently seem to do.
The fact is, our monarch has granted permission to somebody who was so close to a paedophile, where the FBI presumably are wanting to extradite him, and it's done in Buckingham Palace.
Right.
It's in Buckingham Palace.
Yes.
The building that we own. We pay. Amnesty is on the sovereign ground.
So you're upset that the filming was done in a building that we own. That's what you're upset about now.
No.
Then what are you talking about? Try and focus on one thing. What are you talking about, please?
The Queen is our sovereign, and she's our monarch by definition.
Yes.
She's given permission to her a son who liked his paedophilia or a bit
No, I'm not letting you say that. No, Wren, shut up, because I'm getting us both out of a legal hole that you've just dropped us in. He does not like his paedophilia. He was friends with a child rapist, okay? That does not mean he likes his paedophilia. Wren, will you shut up? Wren, will you shut up? Because I'm saving my arse, your arse, and Talk Radio's arse, alright? Because you're not as clever as you think you are. Watch what you say.
He was friends and associating with a man who was found dead in a jail.
Yes, we know that.
Yeah.
Let's get to the point.
The Queen...
Because I've got no idea what you're talking about.
The Queen has given permission for that interview to happen in Buckingham Palace.
Right.
Now,
the location is irrelevant.
It's not irrelevant.
Well, what's the relevance of the location? What's the relevance of the location?
Because she is signalling that she believes her son.
She's not signalling... Well, she does believe her son, apparently, but she's not signalling anything by allowing it to be done in Buckingham Palace. The location is irrelevant.
I do not...
He lives there. He did it in his house. If people want to interview me for TV, I say, well, can you do it at my house? Sometimes they can, sometimes they can't.
But it's not his house, though, is it? And it's not the Queen's house either.
Wren, they live there. They live there, all right? We know what it means by their house. They live there. Ain't yours, all right? It ain't yours.
No, clearly it's not.
No, clearly it's not.
But when I was working as an A-level physics teacher...
Oh, God.
My taxes...
You talk kids?
I beg your pardon?
I said, oh, my God, you taught kids.
Yeah, I did.
Blimey.
Would you like to say something even more outrageously offensive? I did it for 5 years. And
those poor children. Where did you do it? In a school? I own that school! How dare you!
I told those children A-level physics.
In a school, which I own. Get out of there. How dare you? That means the headmaster is implicitly giving you permission to spout stuff that goes against the Bible. You see what I mean? The location's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. It's a MacGuffin. It's a wild goose chase. Nothing to do with it whatsoever. Did we get to the point of this call?
No, well...
Okay, thanks very much. 0344 499 1000. This is Talk Radio.
The radio show where the owls are not what they seem.
Do you or have you ever watched Twin Peaks?
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
We could be dreaming and meeting each other in our dreams.
On Talk Radio.
Sam's back. I was off for a bit, and Sam's been off for a bit, and thanks for filling in the other day.
I've been here all the time waiting for you two to sort yourselves out.
We'll talk about that in a bit, but we've got so many phone calls. Here's the thing. You cannot cite a drama as factual history. I mean, I'm sure it's pretty close to, but it's a TV drama for Netflix. I don't know what happened with the Queen in Aberfan. When was that? 65, I'm going to say. 64 or 65. Terrible tragedy, wasn't it? It was the landslide onto a primary school. Awful. I really don't quite know what that's got to do with Prince Andrew. When was it? 64?
I'm just looking it up now. It was around 66.
66. It was that late, was it? Gosh. Okay. So here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. I've had a couple of days off because I've not been well, and I'm still not feeling very well. But it just dawned on me: if you're talking bollocks, I'm going to call you out. I'm not even sorry. I think I have got, and in terms the show has got, a little bit lazy in I've allowed some people to get away with talking guff.
Have you? I didn't notice that.
I think I have. And I'm going to doesn't mean I'm going to get all argumentative, doesn't mean I'm going to get all boisterous, I'm not going to get all bullying, it's still peace and love. But if you're talking rubbish, I'm going to call you out for talking rubbish. I think that's only fair. I think that's my job, and I think I've been neglecting that side of things a little bit. And likewise.
I don't think you have.
Oh, okay. Oh, really? Well, I'm up in it. Let's go to Tyrell. Good evening, Tyrell.
Hi, Ian. Hi, Kath.
Hey, Tyrell.
What you got for us?
I phoned you. Well, I phoned last week about the sighting the ghost at school. And
the what? Oh, the ghost with the eyes, the kid looking at the notice board with no eyes. Yeah.
But the reason I'm ringing tonight is well, I'm just coming to the end of. I've been on a tramadol withdrawal program. I had a car accident about 6 years ago. And since the car accident, I've been on a mixture of propofol, morphine, and tramadol. And for the last 3 years, I've been kept on the highest prescription of tramadol that you can be on. And I've decided, I'm a single parent, I've got 2 kids, and I work. And I found that I was totally destabilized by the tramadol. I was basically living as if I was in a waking coma. And what I've decided to do is I'd had enough of the tramadol.
Yeah.
I felt it was like a poison. And, my favourite Arsenio Hall moment, by the way, is in Coming to America, which I thought he was brilliant in that.
Yes, man! It's a great phone-in. It's a great phoning set by a racist. What's your favourite Arsenio Hall moment? 0344 499 1000. Anyway, back to Tyrell. What else you were saying?
Yeah, I just wanted to get it out there to people who are in a similar situation to me, who've been put onto prescription drugs by doctors. Really in a situation to keep them down.
Well, no, I'm going to interrupt you there, and I'm going to stop you there. No, I can't really allow you. So I'm on prescription medication prescribed by a doctor. My advice is listen to your doctor. Continually question your doctor if you're unhappy or unsure, or you feel that you're using the medication not for the purpose for which it was intended. But no. Listen to your doctor. I'm glad that you are breaking free. I'm glad that you I don't know if you have completely finished the tramadol. No, it's one hell of a drug, tramadol. I was on it for a very short period. But you do have to listen to your doctor, and also discuss with your doctor any concerns that you may have about prolonged use. I'm surprised they kept you on it for 6 years, did you say?
The tramadol I've been on for 3 years.
That sounds, I'm surprised by that. I believe you, but I'm surprised by that because that is a very, very strong drug that is, as far as I'm aware, only meant to be used, short term. But, you're off it now?
Well, what I've done is, for the sake of the kids, you're supposed to be on a withdrawal for about 3 months where they reduce the...
Yes.
The thing, but I've done it in a month.
Oh.
The reason being because just trust me 1 second, Ian.
Okay.
And I really believe, and my willpower has come through to the point that I've been able to do it, and it's been hard.
When did you last take your tramadol?
6 o'clock tonight. This is my last week.
And how you? And you're feeling okay?
I'm not so edgy now. Now it's in my system.
When was it? So you took one at 6 o'clock. When was the one before that you took?
6 a.m.
Right. And how are you feeling at, let's say, 4 p.m. this afternoon?
Well, at 2 o'clock this afternoon, I was fast asleep because when my body goes into withdrawal, I become very passive and very sleepy. So I normally have to try and sleep the tiredness out of my system. But I also, I'm also on lithium, and I'm also on pregabalin.
And are you stopping those? Are you carrying on with those?
For now, I'm keeping those.
Here's the thing, right? And Tyrell, I'm not telling you what to do because I can't and I wouldn't, right? But the withdrawal from, if you've been on tramadol for 3 years, 3 months sounds like a very short withdrawal. A month sounds like nothing, but also the doses of your tramadol will be working in conjunction with the doses of your lithium, which will be working in conjunction with the doses of any of the other drugs you're on. They are very well, they should be very well balanced and calculated. I've got to say to anyone listening, and I've tried to come off antidepressants, to anyone listening, follow your doctor's suggestions, please. I hope it works for you, Tyrell. I really, really hope it does. But I wouldn't recommend that to anyone else.
No, I mean, I'm on antidepressants, and I keep taking the antidepressants. I've been taking antidepressants for about 15 years.
Okay.
And before that, I was actually transferred to antidepressants. Before that, they thought I had epilepsy. But it was when they did deeper CTs that they actually found that I was suffering from psychological trauma. I was suffering from PTSD.
All right, listen, we're getting a little bit tech savvy, a little bit technical in the noodle, and I'm an Arnold Schwarzenegger impersonator. I am not a doctor, not psychiatrist. I'll be back. Dominator Genesis movie. I am standing for Mayor of California. I am Arnold Schwarzenegger. So I'm not medically trained, Tyrell. I wish you the very best of luck. But again, guys, you know what I'm saying, man? You know what I'm saying? I tried to watch Terminator. I spent an hour the other day, trying to find a film to watch on Netflix and Amazon Prime. The furthest I got was 15 minutes into Terminator Genesis. Well, how cack that was. Let's go to Pete.
Hello there.
Hello there, Peter.
I actually, believe it or not, I have a favourite Arsenio Hall moment.
This is fantastic. Noah's back. He's brought weapons, but he's also brought a great phone-in topic. Your favourite Arsenio Hall moment. Away you go.
Well, this is to do with Ghostbusters. So after the first film came out and was a big hit, they decided to make the cartoon The Real Ghostbusters, which is called that because there's another cartoon. Anyway, and
don't make me do a Wren on you, Pete. Stop going off on tangents, buddy, please.
I'm sorry. Ernie Hudson, who played Winston Zedmore, actually auditioned to play Winston Zedmore in the cartoon.
Auditioned, wow.
And he didn't get the part.
Oh, no, imagine auditioning for the part that you made famous in a movie, auditioning for the cartoon version of it, and you don't get it. That's awful. That's racism in America today.
Well, that's it. And the part, of course, went to Arsenio Hall.
Imagine having the word arse in your name. Arsenio Hall. Arsene Wenger. Mr. Arseman. to name but 3. And so that's your favourite moment is him stitching up another black American performer.
I mean, when you put it like that,
yep.
It doesn't sound great.
It sounds.
Yes, that is
doggy dog in the movie
one
business.
of my best stories. So,
Pete, thank you very much indeed. Can you give us a little? I know you. Listen, we're going off on topic here a little bit. Give us a little teaser for the Doctor Who Christmas special that's coming up.
There isn't one.
Ah, there is one.
There's not one.
There is one, and that's why you're not the Now tell us who got fired in last week's Apprentice.
There's a New Year's special.
Shut up. Tell me who got fired in last week's Apprentice.
Oh, it was thingy.
Yeah, and that's why you're the Apprentice correspondent and not the Doctor Who correspondent. So please, mate.
He's not.
Please.
Special.
Please, mate. Stop bitching on Twitter. Stop phoning. Shut up.
Shut up. There's a Big Finish audio.
Stop.
Which is the Doctor Who Christmas special. Honestly, me and Kath had such a nice chat.
Yeah, I know. I heard. And I'm going to kick him so hard up his TARDIS in a minute. He'll disappear. His time and relative dimensions and space will be broken. I'm gonna break your chameleon circuit in a minute. That's a joke for Doctor Who fans.
It's dimension in space, not dimensions.
You can let him talk to you like that.
I'm gonna get K9 and shove him down the hole in your penis now.
Already there, mate. Already there.
Yeah, disgusting. Disgusting. But absolutely disgusting. Apologies to any young people listening. K9 is not in his penis. It's Doctor Who Sonic Screwdriver is in there. And he's loving it. So don't touch that. 0344 499 1000. We got Stephen. We got Alistair. We got Alan. We got the makings of some content. I can say that.
It will be okay.
It will be okay content. It will be great content, guys, and we need more of your calls. This is the Late Night Alternative. Ian Lee and Catherine Boyle every week. They have talent already.
The Late Night Alternative with Ian Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk. It was the summer of 79. I met a boy on the scene in the Lower East Side. He'd scribbled words on the walls, spray painted the town. Hip hop, punk rock, bottoms upside down. Yeah, the Bronx was burning and the city was turning in its grave. Beats were breaking, bomb D train scraping through the tunnel to the bright of day. It was the same old, same old, same old, same old, It was the autumn 2006. CBGB's closed the curtain, final act Patti Smith. Towers collapsed, the compact disc was obsolete. Boredom is the birthplace of creativity. He stayed in his bedroom with his MacBook Pro. 9/11, Great Recession dwarfed the planet Pluto. Stop and frisk raise the risk for mainly blacks and Latinos. Hey, he was a content creator who blew up on IG. Hashtag fame, internet celebrity. Made $1 million mining cryptocurrency. And the world was trolling for America to become great again. Control, 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 control. Guns were pulling, Kanye West was running for president. It was the same old, same old, same old, same old, same old, It was the same old, same old,
Here we go. 26 seconds. She's singing Samo, S-A-M-O. Do you know what Samo means?
Just the same, isn't it?
Same old. It's graffiti. It was graffiti in America in the late 70s, early 80s. All over. I believe we have Helch today. You know we have Helch?
Yeah, I've seen Helch.
Yes. Wait, you've seen Helch? What does he look like? There's a big Helch in Windsor. As you drive it, I don't know if it's still there. There was a big Helch. Does anyone knows what I'm saying? You know what I mean by Helch? So Helch is like this big graffiti. There's a guy called...
Tag.
There's a tag. Thank you so much. Thank you. It was a graffiti autograph I was going to put. It's, so Helch is this guy. We assume it's a guy because we still live in the patriarchy. I think a guy said he did it, but then he would. And he writes Helch everywhere in big letters. Now I've said it, you'll see it everywhere. And there was a big one on the way into Windsor. There's like a thing, and big 20-foot letters Helch. And apparently the Queen was very upset by it. She doesn't care that her son hung out. There's an unfortunate choice of phrase considering that Epstein was murdered by the old hanging. But that she doesn't mind that, but she does not like Helch being visible from... Here's the thing, guys. I lied earlier. She doesn't really live in Buckingham Palace. She lives in Windsor Castle. So she lives mainly, Windsor Castle. I don't know if ISIS are listening, but if you're camped outside BP, Buck Palace...
Wasting your time.
You're wasting your time. You want to get to the castle. That's where she spends most of her time. Or does she?
We are obviously acting on behalf of Her Majesty. We've been given a licence to spin.
Mainstream media. And by the way, the pictures that Wren was talking about that no one's seen, Kath showed them to me. We've obviously got them here because we work for Rupert Murdoch, 50 Years of the Sun. Hip. And I've seen the pictures and they really are outrageous. And unless Prince Andrew keeps us topped up in milk bottles and cola cubes, those pictures will get printed. And somebody is in for a nasty shock. So Wren, I apologise for saying it was conspiracy theory. Nonsense. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. Catherine, thank you for standing in. That's a patronising to... Christo stands in for James Whale after... What was the excuse James gave?
He fainted.
He fainted and
banged his head.
He fainted and he fell over and he banged the back of his head.
Backside.
Because... Backside, interesting choice of words. Because if I faint and fall, fainting, I'm going to fall forwards and my head is going to clip the table, I'm going to clip myself there.
What if he fell over something?
Well,
what if he bounced backwards?
The only thing I could think of... Did they check his knees for grass stains?
I don't know, Quincy.
The only thing I can think of is someone giving a blow to the back of the head.
Gosh.
He's someone... And then someone gives him a blow to the back of the head. So
why would they do that? That's very dangerous.
Very dangerous. Very, very dangerous indeed. So, I'm just suspicious. Let me... this out of context doesn't really mean anything, but... I love this clip so much of you know the Larry Sanders Show. I've got them on DVD and I got about halfway through season 2. I mean, this is Larry Sanders talking to Hank. Apropos, not anything to do with what we just talked about.
Make fun of her.
Okay.
Whack it up.
I'm sorry.
No, in fact, why don't you just laugh in my face? I mean, you might as well do it now. You and Artie do it every time I turn my back.
That is not true, Hank.
She was half the judge! Now there's just one of them! So she is a judge! She is a single judge!
Mother was ill.
Comical about that.
Got it.
It was a back tooth, Hank.
There we go. I forgot there was an F-bomb in there. Made me feel alive. Made you feel alive, Sam? Certainly made you feel alive, Catherine.
Gave me a right old jolt, yes.
Thanks for...
coming to work. Is what I did.
I didn't. I couldn't do it.
That's all right.
I couldn't do it. Felt terrible last week. Still feel terrible. Here's the thing. I still feel terrible, man. Still feel terrible. But what you can do? I've got bills to pay. You know, I got bills. I got bills. They're multiplying. And I'm losing control. Is the power you're supplying. It's electrifying.
Anyway, I think 2 days off was a good call.
Oh, I could do with more. Honestly, I could have done with more. I just can't afford it. And I need the money, man. I got 5 cats. I got 5 cats now, Sam. Did you know that? I got 2 more cats. 5 cats. So I need the money. But here's the thing. I'm very lucky that I have a boss that I can say I'm feeling really lousy, and he says, "Fine. How long do you need off? By the way, here's a number that this company, that the News Corps has. If you want to phone them up for help, you can phone them up." All I did Thursday and Friday was sit around. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday was sit around, just be miserable. Slept a lot. Cried quite a bit. I'm going to be honest, I got quite good at Call of Duty Modern Warfare, CODMW, I like to call it for short. Won a couple of games online. And generally pondered the whole pointlessness of existence and here's the question. This isn't like a phone in. I'm just Alistair and Alan all come to me. I explain why I was off. It's just what am I? What am I? What is this? What is this? It was that, man. It was a real, what is this radio show? What is my life? What is my relationship with you? What is my relationship with the kids? What would make me happy? What is not making me happy? And it was heavy. So Thursday I didn't do anything. Friday I had to go and pick the kids up, but I spent, and this sounds awful, I don't care if it sounds awful to you, it's what I had to do. So when you go and get stuff, I spent the shortest amount of time that I possibly could with the kids. I picked them up and the babysitter came and I went. And I didn't go and watch them play football. I had a terrible cold anyway, so I didn't, so there was Saturday. Oh, you came round, you brought your kids round?
Yeah.
And cooked me some food, which was nice.
We annoyed you for 2 hours.
No, it was nice. And then I just played games. I don't think I even watched movies Sunday.
You watched Bruce Lee?
I watched some Bruce Lee rip-offs on Sunday. Went to an NA meeting and I came back. I just played a lot of hanging out with kittens. A lot of hanging out with George and Patty. But just feeling awful. Awful. And I feel awful now. Right? Like really awful. But what are you going to do, man? Well, here's the thing. I'm great at faking it, man. I'm great at faking it and going, yeah, man, I'm not always great. I don't always go right. But that's the thing I've learned is to go, all right, let's do the show. But I'm full of anxiety. Anxiety is never normally my thing as well. It's normally depression, but anxiety, very anxious, worrying about money and work and, my position in society.
But the anxiety's flitting about, isn't it, trying to find somewhere to land?
Oh, I clipped my wing mirror. Last time I damaged wing mirror, it cost me 420 quid to replace it. I'm getting anxious about that. I'm getting anxious about money. Money is a very big worry at the moment, even though it shouldn't be. So I'm not saying this, please don't send me ghost hugs. I don't like ghost hugs. I'm not saying this to garner sympathy. I'm not saying this so that you phone in and go, we think you're great, Iain, and we just want to say you're shot. No, it's not why I'm doing it. I'm doing it primarily because it helps me to do this. It helps me to kind of get my thoughts. But I guess I'm also doing it because I know that I've said stuff on Twitter and some of you have identified and gone, oh, I'm feeling that as well. So I'm saying it so you hear the idiot that stole the strawberries on I'm a Celebrity, that maybe someone will identify with it. Then I had a session with my therapist today, the first one in ages. And, I'd done all my work on my dad. Turns out I hadn't even touched the surface. I got a lot of work on Dad.
Oh.
A lot of work, lot of crying today about my dad. And about how he was a lousy dad. He was a lousy dad. So that's where we are, ladies and gentlemen. On that bombshell, let us go to Alan Caddick.
He's asleep.
Listen with your eyes, and hear everything you see. I can sing a Caddick, sing along with me. Tall and handsome and wonderful and wise, he knows the Grand National winners. He is Alan Caddick, Alan Caddick too. Good night, Alan. Sleep well.
Precious Prince.
We love you.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
03444991000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call, young lady. Welcome to give us a call.
Who's that? It's not Brian Walden. It sounds like someone though.
Started out Winston Churchill.
Well,
and
young
descended.
lady, it'll be very nice.
Oh God, I know it's Cyril Smith. Right, move on.
Stop.
Move on. Alistair!
I thought it sounded a bit like Jimmy Savile towards the
Well, neither of those gentlemen are Britain's favourites anymore. Alistair!
Hi, how you doing? Well, I know you're not
Jimmy Savile's
well.
more. Now then, is that?
No.
He's in the. Jimmy Savile is in the jowls. Anyway.
Yeah. I'm going to give you a virtual hug. Both of you over the line.
Oh, God.
Say, I love you guys.
Hey, Alistair. Hey, Alistair, you're not back on the booze, are you, mate? What's going on?
No, I'm not. I went back to the meetings today because I had a week off of, everything. And I was a bit embarrassed because I'd actually walked out of this particular meeting last week. And I walked in and about 3 or 4 people came up and gave me a hug.
There you go. No one cares. Did you walk out in a huff or did you just leave?
No, I kind of just left.
Yeah, I leave meetings early all the time. Sometimes I don't fancy the serenity prayer and the hug at the end. I just don't fancy it. So quite often I'll leave, as they're doing group announcements, I'll take that as my cue. No one cares. Well, actually, someone did call me out of it for it on Twitter once, but no one really cares.
No.
I've been to a couple of meetings. I went to one yesterday and one today. I've decided that I'm feeling miserable. Okay, right. But being passive, however much I want to, is not working. So let's try and be a little bit proactive. So I've gone to a couple of meetings.
Yeah. Me too. Thing was, I'd actually walked out right at the beginning because I realised I should never have gone. But everyone was great.
No one cares. No one
really
cares.
Nice people. Yeah.
Here's the thing. If I'm in a meeting and there's someone who is obviously struggling, or a newcomer and they get up and walk out early. If it's a bloke, I will quite often I have gone out and chased after them and just checked that they're okay.
Yeah.
Just say, you alright? You don't want to come back? Alright, well you're welcome back any time. That kind of thing. Do you want a phone number kind of thing?
Yeah.
But that's it. No one cares. No one's going to think any less of you for walking out.
No.
And if they do, that's their issue, not your issue. It's their problem.
I mean, the thing is my weekend's been, probably it doesn't sound half as bad as yours, but still walking through Treacle a bit myself.
Yeah.
And, but it was great to listen to Kath on Friday.
She was good, wasn't she? I heard a little bit on Thursday and I heard about an hour on Friday before I had to switch off because I was nauseated at how good she was without me. I thought I can't listen to this hairy piece of trash anymore.
In fact, Catherine, can I just say, I'd like to confirm that the 30 grand was given back to the bank.
We know that.
Oh, this is Alistair. You told me about this. He nicked 30 grand.
Yeah.
Good for
Thing
him.
was,
spent it all on
tattoos. I don't want any police listening to the show.
No, police don't listen to the show. They're too busy out stop and searching. You're safe. You're in good company here. Yeah. Well, good. Keep going to meetings. I heard you say that you spoke to a solicitor and you're a little bit more confident about what's happening at the end of the month.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
You're a good man.
Well,
you're a good man that's done some stupid things and you're facing up to it.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
I wanted to ask you, Ian, have you ever been to Tramps yourself?
Have I been where? To Tramps?
To Tramps.
I don't remember. I mean, I totally wasn't there on that night in question. I was having a family bucket. Oh, that sounds awful, doesn't it? No, that night in question, I didn't go to Tramps. I was having sex with children.
What?
No,
don't even.
No, I've never been to Tramps. Is Tramps still going?
I've no idea.
It sounds like a very old-fashioned kind of place.
It's funny when that bit in the interview, when they asked that question, I did kind of just laugh because Prince Andrew just looked to his left and said, I don't even know where the bar is.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man.
You should look at their website. It's got quite a nice video.
In all honesty, I have not seen the interview. I've seen enough. I might watch it if I get very bored, but I just, you know... but I don't understand the conspiracy theories. I just think he's a very arrogant man who no one has ever said no to him, spoilt by his mum, who happens to be the Queen, and in his arrogance genuinely thought that him going on and talking a load of bullshine would, you know, he's used, all his life, right, he's had money, arrogance and charm, and I bet he used his charm. I bet he certainly did as a younger man. Good-looking pilot, it would have oozed charm, right? A prince would have oozed charm. And I bet he thought he could ooze his charm on Britain. I bet he was thrilled when he saw it was an attractive young woman interviewer because he thought he could charm her. And, unfortunately, no one bought it, Andy. No one bought it. You stitched yourself up like a kipper, mate.
Indeed. Anyway, Ian, I hope you feel better soon.
Thank you, Alison. Did we do the quarter past break? We did. Okay.
Yeah, after Caddick fell asleep.
I was going to use that as a little breather. 0344 499 1000 for the first time this evening. The switchboard is empty. Empty le pouvoir. What does pouvoir mean?
Power.
The power. Okay. J'aime la pouvoir. Who am I doing an impression of? Who am I being in French? J'aime la pouvoir.
I like power.
J'habite la pouvoir.
I live in power.
No. How do you say I have?
J'ai.
J'ai le pouvoir.
He-Man.
There we go. No, en français?
Louis Arm.
Louis Armstrong. I was being Louis Armstrong there, ladies and gentlemen. You do an impression of someone in French and I'll work it out.
Okay, hang on.
Your turn next, Sam.
Je retournerai.
Terminator, Arnold Schwarzenegger,
I'll be back.
Okay. Sam, it's going to be Sam's turn now. Sam is pretending he's taking a phone call. But we're going to ask Sam. You can phone in with this. This is a fun game. Phone in and do an impression of someone, but it's got to be in French, and it can't be in their voice.
Okay.
Look at him, pretending he's trying to get hold of Stephen from Glasgow again. Why? He keeps phoning up. Put the phone down.
He'll ring up.
He'll ring
we'll
up.
Pick it up.
He wants to. Stephen, phone us up. We can't get you back. Sam, could you do an impression of someone en français, s'il vous plaît, monsieur?
No.
What do you mean, no? Oh, is that it? Oh! No. No. Who says no? Doctor, no. The doctor, no. Sorry?
Do you want me to do one?
Yeah, go on.
Je n'ai pas besoin de l'argent.
Une motame?
Je n'ai pas besoin de l'argent.
I don't know.
I don't need.
I don't need no badges.
No.
L'argent. Agent.
No. Argent.
L'argent. I don't need any
money. I don't need the money. I don't need the money, babe.
Who's that?
Gemma Collins.
Oh, God. Let me take Stephen, because Stephen's going to get a biff on the old nose. Stephen, you're live on Talk Radio. What's your problem, man?
Yeah, hello.
What? He's tried to call you back about 15 times. What's going on? I keep seeing you on my screen and then you disappear.
God,
What go on?
I'm sorry, all concerned. Anyway.
We're worried about you. We're worried about you, Steve.
I omitted a few details from the other nights that I'd called you. I'd been hanging about in a really rough part of Royston.
Okay.
Now, try to score some drugs. But they were Valium drugs. They were street Valium. They were still illegal, and they could still...
Okay, I'm going to ask you to just fast forward the story ever so slightly past the standing on street corners trying to score drugs, and I'll tell you why. It's completely selfish. I'm finding it quite triggering. So let's just fast forward past that. So you've got the drugs.
Right.
Now what?
Right. Now I take a handful of them, and I can't remember what the hell from opening my front door to lying on my bed.
Wow.
It's
When did this happen?
When did this happen? This happened when I got less addictive to the heroin than I get.
Okay. When did you buy these? When did you buy these drugs? Was it today?
Oh no! This was a week and a bit ago. At least 2 weeks
Why?
ago.
And why are you telling me?
I'm telling you because I got drugged. Because I got mugged. £70, my mobile phone, my iPhone that I'd spent. It was a fully reconditioned, and it cost me £375.
Imagine the street Valium you could have bought with that, and you bought a phone. Well, who mugged you? The dealer.
It was. No.
Why did you take a £300 phone when you were going to a rough part of town to score drugs?
They knew me. They knew of me, and they knew that was my.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. When drug addiction is involved, madness follows. And if you were not addicted to drugs, you would not have got mugged. It's that simple, isn't it? It's that simple.
Yeah,
If you hadn't been standing on that street corner, you wouldn't have. You'd still have your telephone.
I even try and leave it a couple of days, so that if anybody sees any pattern to my, scoring or.
Oh, I used to have two dealers. I used to have two main coke dealers. Partly for convenience, when one wasn't there, the other one generally was. Didn't always work out like that, but also because by the end, I didn't want either one to know how much cocaine I was buying. That's how insane this is. That's how insane it is. So I would go and buy shed loads from one and shed loads from the other, so they would only think I was getting half what I was actually using. So it's insane, but here's the thing, man. You got mugged because you went and bought drugs.
Yeah,
where addicts are involved, there is like a whirlwind of madness around them.
Yeah.
So stop taking drugs.
I've got a couple of. I've got.
Stephen, what's your name? Stephen, no more of the F-bombs, please, mate.
Oh, sorry, pal, sorry. I always try and steer clear, but sometimes it's.
Well, no, you've had two. One more and you're off tonight. So steer clear.
Okay.
Right, so how much fun were those drugs you took?
These, they're white.
I don't know what they look like. The drugs that you took the night you got mugged, how much fun was it?
They're Valium. All pure are called whites, and they're Valium.
How much fun was it?
How much fun was it?
Yeah, was it fun? Was it a lot of fun? Did you have a laugh?
No much fun
Did you have
at
really
all.
good? Did you have really good sex on them?
Sex? Iain, what sex?
Right. So hang on a minute. So on the night that you spent, on the night that you went out and spent a lot of money on drugs and then got mugged. You didn't have a laugh with the drugs. You didn't have excellent sex with the drugs. Did you, create something? Did you write a song or write a book or something on these drugs?
No.
So, what a waste of your life.
They make me feel less nervous. My doctor won't prescribe them.
Good. Because you're an addict. Stephen, I don't know what I can do. Here's the problem, right? Several problems. I found quite a lot of this call triggering. The fact that you said you don't remember what happened when you got home, there is part of me that's going, ooh, yeah, that sounds great. And that's how insane addiction is, right? Because everyone else is going, well, that sounds horrible. I'm thinking, and I've got to be honest to say, I'm thinking, now that sounds very interesting. I wouldn't mind some of that. That's how nuts addiction is. But why? So I have to be careful personally because I find some of what you're saying very triggering, and by that I mean it makes me salivate, right, for drugs, which I don't want. Why are you going into so much detail to me? And I'm not telling you not to. I just want to know why you're going into so much detail about drugs with me. Why are you telling me?
Right. Iain, I class you as a...
No. I want you to answer my question. Why are you telling me, in really specific detail, your drug stories?
Would you rather or not, then? Is that what you're saying?
No. What I'm saying is, and listen, I'm being very specific in my words. What I'm saying is, why are you telling me in really specific detail your drug stories? Why are you telling me?
Because all my old friends have got work, and really well paid work.
So have I've got really well paid work. So I don't
envious.
What? You're envious of them.
Real envious.
You're envious of them.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I've got a really well paid job. So I don't quite get that point. Why do you feel the need to tell me about your drug use? I don't understand. Are you doing it... All right. Are you doing it to show off? Are you doing it...
I'm not sure. Iain, if I was a show-off, I'd be up every night phoning you.
What was that, an F? No, okay. All right. So you're not doing it to... I'm just asking, right? I'm not in any way judging, I'm just asking. So you're not doing it to show off. Are you doing it... because are you telling me because you want help stopping?
I've got 2 leads of support that can easily help me.
So what? Okay, so that's not the reason. So why are you telling me? I really can't work it out. Why you're phoning up and telling me this?
Am I the only one that phones up and talks about...
You're the only one that goes into such specific detail about scoring street Valium and then being mugged, yes. Yeah. And I'm not criticising you, I'm not shaming you, I just don't know why you're doing it.
The mugging was just a real shock, and it was...
I just don't know why you're telling me about your drug use.
I'll stop that then, right, Iain.
If that's what you heard, then that's on you. That's not what I said. But if that's what you heard,
right.
I just want to know why. Why you're telling me? Because I don't know why. In my head, I think that you are somehow asking me to tell you how to stop taking drugs. But actually, I'm not sure that is what you're saying.
No, do you know? I think you're right. I think you're right in the first place, because I've heard you with so many different people, and some of the stuff that I've listened to has really opened my ears and really made me question myself whether I really need to be, because these aren't real. I won't say because I won't say the name of the street drug, but
how far away are you from Glasgow city centre?
Let's see, I like a good walk.
A good walk?
It takes me about 40 minutes.
Okay, well listen, you're in luck, man, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's about 40 NA meetings in Glasgow.
Is that right?
Aye. So let's see. Okay, so let me go to Tuesday. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 meetings in Glasgow on Tuesday. So let me just throw a few places out to you.
Tuesday. Right.
It's tomorrow. So, are you near anywhere? Are you anywhere near?
A pen.
Hang on. No, don't worry. Don't forget the pen for the minute.
Right.
Are you anywhere near Partick Bridge Street?
Anywhere. Sorry.
Partick Bridge Street.
A lot of the streets have changed, Iain. I suppose I could ask. I could make my way down there and ask. And
Well, here, let me read these places out to you, and you tell me if any of these ring a bell, right? So there's St Simon's Church in Partick Bridge Street in Partick. There's the Lodging House Mission on East Campbell Street. That's a women's meeting, you can't go there. There's St Convol's Chapel Hall on Hapland Road in Pollock.
Oh, I don't know about that.
There's Patrick Berg Hall in Partick. There's the Wind Centre, WYND, 6 School Wind in Paisley. And there's the Crypt Holy Cross Church in Govan Hill, is that how you say it? Govan Hill?
Govan Hill.
Govan Hill, is that near you?
No, really, no.
There's St Benedict's Church in Westerhouse Street, and that's the last one on the Tuesday.
Yeah, I know a closer one towards.
What's the actual area? What's the if you're not actually in Glasgow? Where are you? Don't give me the street, but just tell me the area name.
North Glasgow. North Glasgow.
What would be? Would you feel comfortable telling me the first 3 digits of your postcode, like G14 or whatever?
Yeah.
Go on.
Aye.
Go on. What is it?
G21.
That's all we need to know. Don't tell me anymore. G21. Right. So I'm going to put in G21, and I've put in 5 miles away from G21. All right. Let's have a little look. Where are we looking at? Tuesday. Okay, so they're 5 miles or less away from you. There are 5 meetings. One of them's a women's meeting. You can't go to that one. So let me just find, that's just for today. Basic text. Never alone. Unity at the Crypt. I tell you, here's a good one. Look at this. 4 o'clock tomorrow. St Simon. This is less than 5 miles away from the postcode you've just given me, right? 4 o'clock tomorrow. St Simon's Church, 33 to 37 Partick Bridge Street.
Right. That's about a few minutes. But I'll get there by bus.
If you get there, here's the thing, Stephen. If you get there 10 minutes early, you get a cup of tea and a biscuit free.
Oh.
There we go, mate. Cup of tea and a biscuit. You might even get 2 biscuits if you tell them it's your first time there. Seriously, I know we're having a laugh, but...
the Divine Comedy track, the really, really beautiful one when they're on bicycles.
Yep.
Could you play that sometime in the next week?
I will play it sometime in the next year. Stephen, go to the NA website, right? Go and find a meeting. There's loads near you, man. There's loads in Glasgow. Glasgow's got really good recovery. Really good. There's not everywhere's got as many meetings as that. But there's loads of meetings you can do tomorrow. You want to know how to get clean? That's why I think you're phoning up. That's what I think you're asking for, but you don't have the language to ask for it. So I'm gonna tell you, go to a meeting, man. You can do that meeting if you like it. You go to, there's loads at 7. The rest of them at 7:30 that night. So go to a meeting, Stephen. It doesn't have to be the chaotic mess that it is right now. You don't have to keep getting robbed and taking pills and you don't know what they do. You're not having good sex, you're not laughing, you're not falling about on the floor giggling, you're not creating. What's the point? That's the point in it. Thank you, Stephen. Speak to you later in the week. This is Talk Radio.
Whispering lunar incantations for cross-parents, cross-dressers.
Yeah. Did you know this about me?
And cross-rail workers.
Steel and polycarbonate.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
I've got a very poor internet connection.
On Talk Radio.
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. We were all singing along to the Eamon Holmes jingle there.
It turns out Sam can do quite a mean
Sam
impression
can do a
of the
mean
big
Eamon
fella.
Holmes. We've not put him on the spot because he could get the sack for that if Mr. Holmes is.
Do it.
Go on.
Good morning, ladies.
The thing is, that's what I say in my house to all of my cats. Which means, poor Joe, I've got 5 cats now. Ay, ay, ay. It's the best. It's the best. But I have to feed them all separately because the babies have been eating the girls' and the old ladies' food, but it makes them squirt water out of their bums.
Oh, no!
And the other day, Patty did a really runny poo and she got it on her paws, so I had to pick her up and clean her in the sink, so I've got scratch marks all down me, because I just put clean sheets on. But then she went and ate some food, and then she came in the bed and she was getting brown paw marks everywhere, but it was cat food, because she'd walked through the food. But the babies sleep on the bed with me, and in the middle of the night I can wake up and have a little stroke. The girls steady on. Oh, Catherine, please. For goodness sake, do you think I masturbate with my cats there? I don't masturbate with my cats there.
What, you kick them all out?
Yes.
Daddy time.
Yes, I do. I let them in when I've finished. I'm not going to masturbate with cats on my bed. What do you think I am? A member of the royal family or something? No. I will not
Oh, God.
do that.
Oh, no. Don't do that.
No, they do it for me.
Don't.
And then the girls are on the floor watching and they're a bit grumpy. Mucky doesn't sleep in that room anymore and Velvet is just, gonna be honest, I think Velvet is dying. I think she's dying. She's so old and frail and so thin. And, sometimes I'm woken up by the sound of her stomach gurgling. That's weird. But she's very wobbly at the moment. Very wobbly. So I don't think Velvet's gonna be around for much longer. Or she might outlive all of them. I mean, she's nearly 21. It's incredible.
It was delightful when I came to see you, and I said 5 hellos before I actually spoke to a human being.
By the way, Dave has just awarded you Top Homes on Twitter. You got the Top Homes Award. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's mayhem. It's costing me an absolute fortune. But I love it. I'll go home tonight and I'll have to wrangle the kittens and the girls will be sat higher up where the babies can't get to and just looking down and look at me as if they're still here. This was not meant to be a permanent thing and we have to have the conversation all over again. It's a tough old gig. Let's go to Rory. Good evening, Rory.
Good evening, Ian, Catherine. How are you?
Rory's drunk. Okay.
I'm not drunk, no.
Can we do a show? Can we do a show one night? I don't know if it would be possible. When no one's drunk, no one's high, no one's coming down, everyone's just straight, man. Everyone's just straight. Can we do that? Is that possible?
Yeah, with actors and stuff, probably. To get actors to do it.
He's totally mashed up. Anyway, Rory, what can we do for thee?
Yeah, I was at that meeting, actually, that the one in the Crypt in Glasgow. That was really good.
There you go, you see?
Yeah.
There's loads of them all over the place, and they are worth checking out if you've got a problem.
Yeah. Can't discuss what goes on in them, though.
Exactly. That's why I'm waiting for your next point.
Oh, right. Do you know about Summer Walker, who is a US singer?
No, but I tell you what I have noticed, right? That people have been atting me and Catherine.
Oh, God, yeah.
And then atting someone else going, hey, Ian and Kath, such and such would make a great guest for the show. And then the person who's atted it go, I'm down with that. And I'm looking, going, okay, well, this puts a bit of responsibility. So I'm looking at their thing and going, why would they think I'd be interested in this? But then I'm Googling them and going, I have no idea who this person is or why you think we'd be loads of people been doing it recently.
It's embarrassing, isn't it?
It's embarrassing. Please, please, please. It's not fair on us, and it's really unfair on the person. If you've got an idea for a guest, send me and Kath an email, ian@ianlee.com, right? We both
but don't be offended if we don't go for it.
No, exactly. We've both got those emails. We both get that email. So if you send an email to ian@ianlee.com, it's not coming to me, it's not going to Kath, it's going to both of us, right? Or phone up the show. Or you can tweet us, but don't at the person in it, because It's just rude, man. It's just rude. So we've now got this American comedian who thinks we're hot for him, and this two American comedians that think we're hot for them, and I don't know who they are. And I've Googled and I've looked and just gone, I don't think so. I don't think so. Anyway, Rory, you yes, sorry, what?
I didn't.
Summer Walker.
She'll not
Summer
be coming
Walker.
on the show anyway because Summer Walker.
Okay.
I saw this article last week on BBC News, and she said that she is cancelling her gigs because of her social anxiety, and I just thought that was very strange because, people, I'm a performer and you're a performer, and you have talked in the past about things, social anxiety. Maybe you haven't given it that name, and actors, often talk about, being able to perform on stage and be very good at it, and but then, not being able to go down the pub and talk to two people in a room, they find that more difficult than being on stage. So I just thought it was strange that she cancelled her gigs because of social anxiety.
I couldn't do the radio show for 2 days last week for similar, slightly different. I just couldn't face doing the radio show.
And that's him and me in a room on our own together. Imagine doing it in front of thousands of people.
Driving into work for the last month, every day, and it's got worse and worse and worse. As the day progresses, and I think I've got to leave soon for work, the anxiety rises, and as I get closer and closer in the car, I start shaking and start crying and thinking, I can't go in, I can't. And it got to a point where Thursday and Friday I couldn't do it. I was really surprised to hear that Michael Ball didn't perform for a very, very long time because he got stage fright. And he couldn't do it. And it wasn't until, I think, Paul Gambaccini, if I remember the story correctly, asked him to perform a song at, like, a tribute show for, it wasn't Dusty Springfield, it was something like that. And he decided that he was gonna try and do it to overcome his fear. It was something like that. And I was surprised because Michael Ball, is the nation's favourite. He's a very popular, bouncy entertainer. I'm sure he's one of those people who I bet is as lovely as in real life as he is in the interviews. And for him to say he couldn't perform for a long time because of stage fright and anxiety. Go on, have you found it?
No, I'm just looking at, there's loads of really famous people who suffer with stage fright to the point where they question whether they ever want to do it again. I'm just looking at the reason why Cher ended up becoming part of Sonny and Cher's because she didn't want to do it on her own. She couldn't do it on her own.
Yeah.
I think that stage fright and social anxiety are two entirely different things, though. For me, they are.
Tell us why.
Because I can get up on the stage and talk to people on the stage with no problem whatsoever, but then in the break, when I have to talk to them, I find that difficult. And then I find it easier to get back on stage and talk to people on the stage with a microphone in my hand.
But you're not every case.
But I hear a lot of actors and performers and comedians, people talking like that, to say that they find it easier to be in a place. For me, it's like you've got a space, it's safe. You're in a platform, whether that's like a radio studio or a stage or a stand-up comedy show or something, and they're like, this is your time, you can do this here, and nobody's going to interrupt you, nobody's going to mess with you, nobody's going to talk over you. Well, most of the time.
But that's not true. Is she a comedian, stand-up comedian?
No, she's a singer. She's a
singer.
Yeah, she's a singer. Like, she's a 23-year-old singer who had 29 gigs, and she cancelled most of them because of social anxiety.
Well, we don't know we don't know the full story. We don't know what her definition of social anxiety is, and how it's manifesting itself.
It's irresponsible. Maybe it's irresponsible of BBC News to put that on and say it's social anxiety. No, she's called it social anxiety.
No, if that's what she's calling it, it doesn't mean it's not true, just because it's not the way you feel it.
Yeah. Well, they do have a thing that says, what is social anxiety? The NHS defines social anxiety as a long-lasting and overwhelming fear of social situation. But a stage is not a social situation, that's what I'm saying. So why would she cancel her gigs? Surely her gigs
she's obviously lying then.
Is she? I think she must be lying. Yeah.
Oh, it just massively, I wouldn't make this point ever because it massively contrasts with my own experience as a performer. That
Here we go.
For
But
me,
here's
like-
the thing. Here's the thing. I've got the thing here, and the social anxiety is part of it. She announced, so Summer Walker is cancelling more than half of her remaining US tour dates because of social anxiety. And first, but by the way as well, I'm not saying this is the situation here, but very, very often when pop stars and rock stars cancel a tour due to illness, it's because of drugs. I'm not in any way suggesting that what it is, but I always, when tours are, or because of poor ticket sales, when tours are cancelled, I'm always slightly dubious of the response, of the reason that's giving. I'm not for a second suggesting that's what she's done, but it always crosses my mind. She says, I'm not going to be able to finish this tour because it doesn't really coexist with my social anxiety and my introverted personality, she said on Instagram. I'm a person, I have feelings, I get tired, I get sad, and it's just a lot. So that sounds to me more like social anxiety. You know, the label social anxiety has been put there. But she's also said social anxiety and my introverted personality. I'm a person, I have feelings, I get tired, I get sad, and it's just a lot. She added, I want to give you all what I can, so I'm going to keep making music, and I might do a few shows, but I can't finish.
And that's the other thing, right? She's not necessarily someone, I'm guessing, who has earned her spurs, so to speak, in the old-fashioned way of doing gigs in clubs and hauling her guitar around places. She may just be more comfortable in a recording studio, and she's not used to performing like that in front of so many people.
Here we go. She sounds fascinating, this young woman. For those who are upset because I don't give hugs, I'm an empath, and that transference of energy from that many people each day would literally kill me. I like that. And then she says, there's a lot of people out here faking a smile on their face like they got it together, but inside actually suffering from some sort of traumatic experience. A loss, depressed, fearful, envious, or whatever the case may be, but I can feel it. She sounds like she's a very intelligent young woman who is, how old is she? 23. 23, to be that in tune with your emotions and what is healthy for you and what is not healthy. I think the social anxiety is a slight, red herring, because she then goes on and lists other things. It sounds like she doesn't enjoy performing. Bit like Brian Wilson. Brian Wilson couldn't do it. Yeah. Good for her for acknowledging it and doing something about it. And thank you, Rory, for bringing it to our attention.
Thank you. Glad to see you're back.
And may God bless you. Let's go to June. Good evening, June.
Hi,
Hello, June.
Hello there, Catherine.
Hiya, June.
Hello, June. What you got?
Hi. What have I got? I've got a 7-inch and a platinum open bracket, a grey closed bracket.
She means the 7-inch single, guys.
Membership card.
7-inch. If you said 7-inch bit of black plastic, I still would have worried, but it says 7-inch. She has the 7-inch single that Catherine and I recorded live in Bath. It is out there. The first 100, apart from 2 people who just refused to send me their address. They still won't get back to me. It is out there. Are you happy, June?
Yes.
Could you sound happy, June?
I sound happy. I always sound happy.
Jeez, if this is you, it's happy. I'd hate to hear what you sound like when someone dies. Flipping heck, man.
Well, it's Dylan's birthday today as well.
He better be in bed.
And no, he's just about going.
Flipping heck. Has he got school tomorrow?
Come on.
Has he got school tomorrow?
No, he's home. He's home educated, isn't he?
Oh, well, yeah, okay. But has he got school tomorrow?
No.
Why?
He's got a play day tomorrow.
But it's a school
birthday treat. Yeah, I know. It's a joint birthday. There's about 8 or hundreds of them going on a day for a play day tomorrow. And then Wednesday he's going to London.
Right. And this homeschooling, how's that going? Is he actually doing his schooling at home?
It's good. Oh, God, yeah. Yeah. He's going to the theatre on Wednesday, and then he's going to Hogwarts on Thursday with his sister.
Okay. And the educational aspect of that would be?
The educational aspect of Hogwarts is he's read all of the books.
Right.
And seen all of the films.
So he's going to a theme park.
And he could probably tell you all about it.
Probably could. I wouldn't listen. I'm not a kid. But, okay.
No,
well,
I don't listen either.
Well, there you go. Okay. Each to their own. I just think
and
being
he
up this
says
time
the
of night
platinum card
yes
is absolutely wonderful. It's very posh.
The platinum card is very posh, and that's it. There'll be no more platinum cards, but at some point this week, people will be able to buy the rabbit hole pins, which you're getting some free, June, and we'll be able to buy the single on my website when I can be bothered to work out how to add a shop facility to the website. It's just a bit tricky at the moment. I can't really be asked. June, we've got to go. That boy should be in bed. I'm speaking as a father. 03444991000. This is Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
I'm embarrassed by my anger, ashamed of my misery. I could blame it on the state of the world, but it really all comes down to me. I don't know where to put it, need another outlet. Why the hell can't I make peace? What the hell is wrong with me? I don't wanna be another loaded weapon, trying just to shoot my way to heaven. I don't wanna be another human racist, living just to justify my hatred. All it does is keep me in a cage, keep me in a rage. I'm burning through a thick side stick of sage, trying to put that demon in its place. I'm sick of feeling anxious, I'm tired of feeling loneliness. When I can't.
That's the official version. Let's play the version that she didn't release, shall we? I think we can. I think this is this, I think this, oh no, I haven't got it. I've buggered up the song. Don't think I've got the unofficial version. We'll do it next time. 0344, voice from the new Imani Coppola album, by the way, The Protagonist, which is, I've been listening to a lot this weekend. It's just a joy, and there's a song on there about me, and I was in tears, because I finally listened to it properly. And then there's a song called Oh Fabio that had me in tears of laughter, because it's the filthiest song I've ever. I wish I could even play you like a snatch of it. Snatch being the operative word. It is filthy.
It's a frenzy.
I mean, I can play the intro. The intro is very, very, does not set you up for what you're gonna get. I think I've got the intro on here. And then we got big.
I just wanna let you know, it's time for me to let you go, even though.
No!
It is. Sam, you find it on YouTube if you wanna. It's only a minute and 10 long. Oh Fabio by Imani Coppola. And you, dear listener, go and find. I wonder if the lyrics are on. Oh Fabio Imani Coppola lyrics. It's some. No, it's not. It's some tune. It really is an astounding lyrical masterpiece.
Are you playing it?
He doesn't know how to work a computer. This is the news. This is the news. Today Sam's worked out he doesn't know how to work a computer. Man, when are they going to just get rid of computers? I think the computer experiment has failed. It was an experiment. It was well worth 30 years or so of research, but it turns out the results are in, the stats are in, that we as human beings are actually better off without computers. Yeah. Look at this. We're talking, and we're both looking at our Twitter and Facebook and stuff.
I'm not. I'm looking for stories just in case.
You're fiddling with your computer. I'm fiddling with my computer. We're fiddling with computers.
Only because I'm gearing up for what you got, Kath.
No. I just think that the whole. You right, Sam?
It's not on YouTube.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is, mate.
I just researched it and it's not coming up.
Well, you don't. As I said, you don't have to use computers. Oh, Fabio. OFABIO.
All one word.
All one word. Imani. IMANI. Coppola. COPPOLA.
Let me go now.